Level 1. The Boy No One Fears. It starts with a list of names. Yours is on it. Not at the top, not yet, but it's there, inked among men already condemned. You read it once, then again, slower this time, as if the letters might rearrange themselves. They don't. You don't run. That's the first rule you learn. In Rome, fear is visible, and visible fear gets you killed faster than any decree. You walk through streets that smell like sweat, wine, and smoke, past men who would sell you for a coin, past soldiers who don't know your face yet, past allies who suddenly don't look you in the eye. You are 18 years old, and the dictator wants you dead. You understand something then. Power here isn't about strength, it's about who remembers your name when you're not in the room. Right now, too many people remember yours. You leave the city quietly. No speeches, no goodbyes, just movement. You trade your family name for survival. Sleep in borrowed rooms. Eat what you can. Speak less than you want. You learn to disappear. But you also learn something else. The system doesn't forgive weakness. It records it. Every time you bow your head, someone notices. Every time you hesitate, someone remembers. You start to feel it, this pressure to become harder, colder, less human. You tell yourself it's temporary. It isn't, because the moment you survive, you don't just return, you come back different. Level 2. The name that opens doors. You return to Rome with your head higher than before, not because you're stronger, because you've learned how to act like you are. You smile more, speak louder, make eye contact just a second longer than necessary. It unsettles people. That's the point. You borrow money, a lot of it. That's the second rule. Influence costs more than you have. You host dinners you can't afford. You wear clothes that suggest power you don't yet possess. You shake hands with men who pretend to respect you. You play the part, and slowly people start believing it. You win small positions, minor titles, nothing that matters yet, but each one builds your name. Each one puts you in rooms where decisions are made. You study those rooms. Who speaks first? Who interrupts? Who gets silence when they raise a hand? You notice patterns. Power isn't loud, it's expected. You start adjusting, speaking less, but saying more, watching reactions, testing boundaries. You learn how to insult someone without raising your voice, how to promise something without committing to it. You become useful. And usefulness is currency. But the debt follows you, always. Every favor, every coin, every alliance, it all adds up. You feel it tightening around you. You tell yourself it's an investment. It is, just not the kind you can walk away from. Level 3. The game of alliances. It happens over a quiet conversation. 3 men, 1 table, no witnesses. You sit with 2 of the most powerful figures in Rome, men who could destroy you without consequence, and you offer them something they don't have, each other. This is where the game changes. You don't climb alone anymore. You build a structure, a triangle of power where each side holds the others in place. You promise loyalty. But loyalty in Rome isn't permanent, it's negotiated daily. You learn to manage egos, to balance favors, to keep everyone slightly unsatisfied but dependent. That's the third rule. No one should ever feel they've won completely, because then they stop needing you. You arrange marriages, pass laws, block enemies, quietly eliminate threats, not always with violence, but with reputation. Sometimes that's worse. You watch men fall without a sword being drawn, their names dragged through the streets until nothing is left but whispers. You start to understand something dangerous. You enjoy it. Not the cruelty, the control, the ability to move pieces on a board no one else can see. You tell yourself it's strategy, but the line between strategy and manipulation is already gone. Level 4, the general in the north. You stand at the edge of a forest, cold air, wet ground, thousands of men behind you, waiting. They're not loyal to Rome, they're loyal to you. That's new. You've been given command of an army, not because they trust you, because they think they can control you. They're wrong. War simplifies everything. No debates, no speeches, just decisions. Advance or retreat. Live or die. You move fast, faster than expected. You take risks others wouldn't. Cross rivers in winter. Attack when outnumbered. Push forward when logic says stop. And it works. Victory after victory. Your name spreads, not in whispers anymore, in chants. You reward your soldiers, share the spoils, learn their names, stand among them, not above them. That's the 4th rule. Make them believe you are one of them, even when you're not. You start writing your own story, reports sent back to Rome, carefully crafted, every victory sharper, every failure minimized. Perception matters more than truth. You feel the shift inside you, less hesitation, less doubt. You stop asking if you should, you only ask if you can. And most of the time, the answer is yes. Level 5, the man they fear. The letter arrives sealed. Orders from Rome. You are to disband your army, return as a private citizen. It's not a request, it's a test. You read it once, then again. You already know what it means. If you obey, you lose everything. Your power, your protection, your future. If you don't, you become the enemy. You stand at the edge of a river. It looks small, insignificant, but you know what it represents. Once you cross, there's no going back. You think about your enemies, the debts, the promises, the years spent building this moment. You step forward. That's the 5th rule. Power isn't taken, it's declared. Your soldiers follow without question, because by now they don't serve Rome, they serve you. You move fast, decisive, unstoppable. Cities fall, armies scatter, allies switch sides before the battle even begins. Fear spreads ahead of you, and for the first time you understand its value. Fear is faster than any army. You don't need to fight everyone. You just need them to believe you will. Level 6, the dictator. Rome doesn't resist. Not really. By the time you arrive, the outcome is already decided. You take control. Titles are given, powers consolidated, systems rewritten. You become something new. Not king, something more dangerous. A man with no equal. You sit in rooms where no one disagrees with you, not openly, not anymore. That's when you notice it, the silence. At first, it feels like respect, then it feels like distance. You make reforms, fix debts, restructure government, expand rights. You tell yourself you're improving the system. Maybe you are. But every change ties Rome closer to you, and you to Rome. That's the 6th rule. The more control you gain, the less you can leave. You start to feel it, the isolation. Old allies become cautious, conversations become shorter, eyes linger just a little too long. You're surrounded by people, but no one is close. You built something too large, too powerful, and now it needs to be maintained at all costs. Level 7. The inevitable betrayal. You see it before it happens. Not clearly, but enough. The looks, the whispers, the subtle shifts. You've played this game long enough to recognize the signs. You could stop it, remove a few names, make a few examples, but you don't, because another rule has taken hold. If you have to kill everyone who might betray you, eventually there's no one left. So you wait. Convince yourself it's manageable, that your power is enough, that your legacy will protect you. You walk into the Senate, unarmed. That's important. You've always believed in control, in presence, in the idea that power doesn't need to prove itself. They stand as you enter. Respect, or something like it. Then the first blade. It's quick, then another, and then another. You don't fight back immediately, not because you can't, because you're trying to understand. Who? Why? But you already know. You see their faces, men you trusted, men you raised, men who owe everything to you. And in that moment, something shifts. Not anger, not fear, recognition. This was always going to happen. That's the 7th rule. The higher you rise, the more people need you to fall. Level 8. The name that doesn't die. You're gone, but not really. Your body lies still, but your name moves, through streets, through armies, through history. You've become something else now, a symbol. They argue about you, rewrite you, use your story for their own ends. Some call you a tyrant, others a savior. It doesn't matter, because you're no longer a man. You're an idea, and ideas don't die easily. You see it in what follows, the chaos, the wars, the rise of something even greater, built on the foundation you left behind. You understand it now, the final rule. Power was never yours. You were just its vessel, and when it was done with you, it moved on, quietly, inevitably. Somewhere in Rome, a boy reads a list of names. His isn't on it. Not yet. He walks through crowded streets, unnoticed, thinking he understands how the system works. He doesn't, but he will.